Good morning, everyone. Kieran from Southern Regional College Tourism Innovation Specialist, and a very warm welcome this morning to our webinar, AR for VR for Retail Businesses. Myself and Cathal Mcdonald will be taking today's webinar. Cathal will be doing most of the talking, and we're really looking at augmented reality and virtual reality for retail businesses. And this isn't the first time that we've been looking at this, and no doubt it won't be the last. Now, with me today, I have Sarah as producer today. Ooh, Sarah's been promoted, you see, and for a short while. And Aislinn's now taking questions in the background, and Aisling is going to come on at the end and talk a little bit about the support that we can provide at Southern Regional College. So this webinar is part of our winter series. It is the last in 2021, but there are another 3 in 2022. We have James, my colleague James, is talking about design, product design. I'm talking about screen recording on the 21st of January. James is the 14th of January, and then my colleague Jimmy on the 11th of February is talking about lean manufacturing. And okay, just got a wee message there from Sarah. She's lost sound. Okay, Sarah, do you want me to hold, or we're back on again? Sarah, we okay? We're back on again? Just give me the thumbs up. Back on. Great. Okay. I don't know at what stage we lost it there, but just to say that today's webinar is supported by Connected NI, and Connected have supported us for the last number of years, particularly in this webinar series. It's been really appreciated, and they continue to do so. So we couldn't do this work without them. So on to today, myself and Cathal, and Cathal's been a part-time business mentor with us, and really brings a depth of knowledge to this area of augmented and virtual reality. These slides will be shared when you complete your evaluation. Then you'll get these slides of the show. And today's webinar is recorded on YouTube and will be on our SRC YouTube channel. So I think that's us. Your mics will automatically be muted. If you have any questions, please put them in the chat box, and we'll take questions at the end. Okay, Sarah, if we move to the next slide, please. Thank you. So Cathal, I'll start myself, Cathal, and then we'll come on to you. So I've been at SRC as a business mentor really from 2012, and helped over 250 businesses. Last year I did a postgrad diploma in innovation and design thinking, which was really interesting. And I work across a number of different areas: 360 tours, maps and trails. I am a conference and event facilitator for the Dundalk Chamber of Commerce Cross-Border Tourism Conference, and that's a wee plug for that next year. I have my own podcasting channel, Tomorrow's Visitors, and I am a part-time tour guide trainer. Currently have a cohort of tour guides going through in Armagh. I'm going to now hand over to Cathal. Cathal, good morning.
Hello, good morning. How are you? I'm Cathal McDonald, 2D, 3D digital artist, background in web design, 3D design, and more recently, over the past few years, in AR and VR, having developed a couple of apps on online platforms such as Unity, Vuforia, and more recently in Apple's AR Core. I hope you enjoy this morning's presentation. It's just a wide sweep, first of all, to see what all the big guys are doing in the AR world, and then we're going to focus down into what's available today, right now, with technology you probably have in your pocket, and how you can harness the power of AR especially to gain new sales, new customers, and to explain your products and display them in a whole new way that hasn't been available hitherto. So we'll start off just with maybe a brief explanation of
If you want to move to the next slide then, Sarah, please.
Yeah. So augmented reality would probably be loosely defined as, you can see, digital content overlaid either on a screen, should it be on a phone or a tablet, or more recently into AR glasses, which are set to become a major player in the field of sales and retail, and how to present your products, range of products, on your business to the world, and reach a deeper level of engagement, which wouldn't be possible through traditional media. Anything sort of selling online has all been 2D static web pages. There's a lot of video content, but it is again 2D and static. You don't get that engagement, which I'm going to maybe show you later on. And a lot of money from the bigger guys has been invested over the past 18 months, and then especially in response to the pandemic over the past 6 months. One example of that, the main example of that would probably be Facebook, it was now called Meta. They have invested since the beginning of last year something like $10 billion into making this work, into getting 3D, but basically what they're describing the metaverse can be broke down as the internet plus 3D content plus a way to view it in augmented and virtual reality. So that's basically a rundown of where we are with AR, VR, and what's now going to be called MR or XR, because the lines between the various disciplines hitherto used, and you would have had websites, you would have had VR headsets, and I have developed a few apps using phones where you have augmented reality, where the digital content, be it text, video, 3D objects, or human contact, is embedded in the real world, and you can view that as a lens through your phone. But those lines are becoming more and more blurred recently.
Okay, Cathal, I'm going to come in there. So just from today then, thank you for that. That's a good overview really of where things are. So in terms of today then, the retail businesses listening to this, they're going to hear an overview of what's going on that you've just started to describe. They're going to see some practical examples. And I guess what's really relevant for today is the businesses that come on to this are going to be, we're going to demonstrate how a small retail outlet can use this technology that's no longer in the ownership of just the larger companies, and this is doable. And you have been out to a local business, a couple of businesses actually, but you've focused on one business. So the retailers, hang in there, because you're going to get some really practical knowledge and skills, and the stuff that we're talking about today is doable. That's the big message that we want to get across. So Sarah, if you're okay to put on to the next slide. Okay, away we go.
Browse, select, move, and place. So that could mean less of this, and less of this, and probably more of it. We want to make it easier for people everywhere.
So this will be from IKEA's, the last video was from their advertising for their AR app. This is their AR app in action. We were using it in Unit 7 just for this demo. So here I have downloaded and placed a full 3D augmented reality chair. So you can see it in real scale, real space, real time, in a real environment. And we're just going to try another armchair here. Again, it's placed, it's fully rendered in 3D in real space. This is a phone screen record, which looks a bit shaky and janky, but in the real world, on the real app, it works well. We're going to showcase Dyson and their approach to virtual reality. This is inside Oculus Quest 2 headset, and here they are showcasing and experiencing 3 of their upcoming products. This gives you a unique insight that was never available before. Right now I'm standing with the headset on. This is the view from inside the headset, so I can see the mechanics and engineering involved in their product in a way that video just simply couldn't do. They also showcase how the products work.
The problem with conventional hairdryers is they have conventional motors. They can be large, bulky, and slow. Amazingly, our motor is up to 8 times faster and half the weight of other hairdryer motors.
Now, the engaging part of this is they have in the whole experience maybe 25 minutes of video, which you wouldn't watch on a website. But this is the bonus. Here's an augmented reality hairdryer. Flick the switch, the hair comes out, and it's to demonstrate what the hairdryer does, apart from the obvious, but all the range of attachments. So here you are, you're trying a virtual diffuser, and it really does let you feel what it's like in the real world. So you try different heat settings, put down, try another nozzle, which would be, this is for more force in the air. And again, it really is natural when you're in here, try that. And we have spent a lot of money on this, but they are getting engagement with it. And again, there's more time spent watching this presentation than they ever would have on a website.
The command effect is the tendency for a fast move.
So again, they spent a lot of money on their videos, which are embedded. You're inside a space which feels like an auditorium, and you have the chance to try out everything as they've outlined and displayed in their videos on this presentation. Now, if you've never had a VR headset on, this really feels natural and displays the product really well. This is their hair straighteners. I don't really have to use hair straighteners, but it was a really good experience to feel and get to know the product in a way that wouldn't be possible in any other traditional media. I think you had a wee go at there, Kieran, as well.
I did, maybe if I could come in there, because as Cathal says, last Tuesday we were down in Unit 7, and the two white hands are the controllers, and honestly folks, this is so realistic. It's absolutely amazing. It really is. Now, it may seem futuristic to you, but and the examples that Cathal's going to show from now on, it's in part of gaming, but actually if I see my hands, that's exactly how it was, and you could control. I could go and lift something like that and physically do that, and it felt, you could feel all the motion. It was just so realistic. And Cathal, then you took me to the satellite station on another example, and I was able to overlook and see a live satellite. I was sitting in my chair with the headset on, and I could see Italy. Could see Tuscany from the air, and I could see Greece. And I was, obviously from my background in tourism, was thinking, wow. And like I was just floating and looking down. So this is happening. And what we're going to move on to now is to show you other examples and then bring it down where you as a business can take this. But no, Cathal, that was very realistic.
And then, yeah, just on the VR headset, like still up now, the uptake hasn't been that good, it has to be said. But the lines between virtual reality headsets and overlay AR and phones, the devices are merging now, and very, very soon you're going to see on sale augmented reality glasses, which are glasses by intense, but with a lot of electronics fitted. So it's basically overlay the real world into what you see through the glasses, and the real world content is anchored. I can just go on to the next slide and show a little bit more. I'm going to demonstrate a product called Nreal Glasses, or a Chinese company who are already selling in Germany and Spain. These devices, which you see the cable from the back of it, it hooks up to his phone and demonstrates AR content. This is some of the promotional video right here.
That is a 200-inch TV right in front of me. Awesome. The sound is incredible.
But you get this really clever display through these tinted glasses that you can go and dig into. We're going to spend a lot of time with these glasses over the next couple of days.
I had no headaches, no discomfort looking at the images for a long period of time.
And they stay in place. So I'm going to show you that now. I'm getting up and I walk around them, and they perfectly stay in place. You can hardly see the real world behind that picture. And of course, for watching a movie, that is perfect.
Here's another example of what can be seen through augmented reality glasses. In this example, it's a Jim Henson animated 3D storybook. There's an emulation of what's seen through the glasses, where the content is augmented and in full 3D with full animation. As you turn to the page, you see another scene coming up. These technologies are ready now. These technologies are happening. And as again, a lot of the big players such as Apple have released a lot of new code over the past 18 months to make this happen. This is an example of a guy watching the match. That screen to him is 12 foot wide. He's watching the football, but the avatars on the flat plane in front of him are moving in real time. Here's another guy who's looking in a museum at actual dinosaur bones moving in real scale, real time. You can flick a layer and you'll have the dinosaur skinned. So this is going to be coming into play into museums and other cultural attractions. And as I said, this device is on sale right now in Europe, and it will be coming here soon. So it's, at the minute they're powered by the strength of your phone and the technology underlying your phone, but over the next few years it will merge into one singular device. There are singular devices already available, but the price bar is prohibitive, especially or unless you're in a specialized like an aerospace industry. There's devices like HTC Vive, we're calling HUDs, heads-up display, and for doing engineering or repaneling work are a lot of complicated. If you imagine a jet engine, they can actually teach engineers how to maintain and repair them by using AR overlays. But to come back down to what the power that's in your phone can do today vis-a-vis augmented reality, and to get your product in front of people in a very engaging way, such as the IKEA Place app, is really exciting. And I've developed AR apps over the past few years, but in the past 6 months, the amount of money that's been poured into it and the amount of opportunities being opened by the big players such as Apple and ARKit, AR Core, Android, Lidar is now available in the iPhone 12, 13, which makes it really easy to make 3D content for augmented reality experiences.
So if I could drop in there, Cal, just on those 3 examples, and then I know you're going to, I think you're going to Reserva very soon, but before that, just so folks, just thinking about that, certainly the example in the museums, very, very significant. And also the example you had, obviously with the Dyson we talked about, but the example on the football pitch, I mean, that's amazing. So you were talking about 12-foot screen, and you're actually able to really, to be right in the match.
Yeah, the resolution is, because it's heads-up display, it's as if you're watching a 12-foot screen. With the engineering and the optics involved and the research that has gone in to bring it this far. But as well as that, if you remember that scene, the avatars are moving around and the players had little detail tabs above them. You can click on that and check on that guy's scores over the past 18 months, check detail that you wouldn't just get watching a football match. And again, you have the option to pause.
Okay. Yeah, no, I mean, it looks fascinating. Okay, well, I think, Sarah, we're ready to maybe see the next slide then. Cal, you can talk us through that.
Yeah, okay, just before you press play, I'm just going to explain. This is using an iPhone 13, using an app called Polycam. Now, Apple have released the code to make the likes of these devices, and Polycam so far is the best example. And it does it so easily and transfers to other platforms so easily. I've been developing apps for the past few years and haven't come anywhere. Well, I have, but with a lot of work, which will involve, to show what I'm going to show you now, will involve a team of developers and a hell of a budget to get your product through an AR app to be able to see in someone's own home or wherever you want to demonstrate it. So if we just start the video, I can just talk you through the process. So here I am in the Good Crack gift shop in Reserva. Basically, you open your phone, open the app, and you just point it all around the scene that you want to capture. I've captured the scene. Here it is inside the app of a shelf of goods for display. Captures them in high fidelity, and then you can upload it to a platform called Sketchfab. Sketchfab's been around for a while. If you think of Sketchfab like YouTube for 3D models, that's the best way to describe it. But this doesn't involve any coding. Here's the full shelf in the Sketchfab interface on the phone, but then you can sign into the desktop version, which is so much more power. So the beauty of it is we can edit the 3D settings, which means we can place annotations on each model. This is no harder than filling out Excel, or if you have any web experience, it's like listing inventory. So you have full control here. You fill in your descriptions as you see appropriate on the pricing. So we have here highlighted 10 objects for sale in a completely unique way. And I'm just going to show you now the power of this. When you have all your items listed, you can annotate the full 3D scene. And then when your scene set, after doing all your annotations, you can put the prices on here, put your descriptions in here. So here we are. All you have to do is get embed code. So anybody that's never done websites, It's as easy as Control-C. You copy the clipboard. If you use GoDaddy or Wix, this is totally possible. You can import your own code. Here we are on the back of a WordPress website where you just cut and paste code block. And this was just to put together just for this webinar. But there you go, you can see the example. That's live on a website, and you can full 3D views of each object. Your clients can zoom in, see much more detail than they would on a flat website, and you can click straight through to the purchase page. So to further onto this and emulate what IKEA are doing, the big guys are doing, through the use of Sketchfab, you can now place your object that you've scanned, you've annotated in Sketchfab. This is one model, this one small model, so the smaller, the less you're photographing, the more detail you have. Here you have the very strokes from the kiln shown. You wouldn't see that on a web page or a video. You can rotate, examine from any angle, and then if you want to see what it looks like at your own home, it's the Sketchfab app pointing on the mantelpiece. You want to see what it looks like there. You can place that actual object that you photographed into a real world setting, just like the IKEA, and see what it looks like. From any angle, it's full 3D, fully textured, and full fidelity. Again, the video might be jumping a little bit here, but when you're using the phone app, it just is astounding, the detail that's on it. And you can move around, try different pieces from the same sculptor artist, or this can be any object, anything that you're selling can be scanned, and your clients have the option or the ability to now see what it looks like in real space at real time. So that is a major breakthrough in the world of web development.
Again, Cathal, if I may come in and comment there, that's fantastic. That really is. And this is where I think Sketchfab, sorry, if we take the whole process that's just been demonstrated, is so good, because what you've done there, yeah,
it just basically gives you the ability to use modern phones, modern technology. You scan, maybe just replay the video. I don't know if that's possible. So you just scan like you're taking a video. The power of Polycam and the power of Lidar can now emulate the full model from just a simple, I'm just pointing the phone around here. It's no more difficult than that. I didn't bother with any expert lighting conditions. I just wanted to see what happened in the real world to make this easy for people to do. So Polycam renders it in full 3D, has all the textures.
It's brilliant.
Ability to export it up to Sketchfab.
Okay, so if you don't have an iPhone 12 or 13, will this technology be coming in for Android in the near future?
Yeah, you don't really need it. You can. This is using a technique technically called photogrammetry, where it builds a 3D mesh from a set of images. Yeah, it will work on lesser iPhones. The photogrammetry element, this could be done. But the beauty of it is you can upload it to Sketchfab, annotate it here, and the power of that is amazing as an app developer. Like 2 years ago, you could have done it. It would have involved a hell of a lot of work, and it would have been a one-off.
Well, you know, I'm not an app developer and I'm not a coder, and I'm kind of knock for six with this. And really, and we should say to all the retailers, this is all doable, because, and it's good to replay the video and just, it's the actual clarity. See, when you zoomed in, you don't get that from photographs.
No, even on web, you try to zoom in on the web, you're limited by the web protocols. This is embedded from Sketchfab into the web protocol. It's also viewable through an AR headset and AR glasses, which is what they're getting ready for. But at the minute, this is a very powerful way to get your products in front of people in a unique way and embed it in a website, which displays much better, arguably, than the oceans and oceans of websites are the same.
Just so I'm clear, because we played that and you went down to the shop. So say Belinda said, right, well, today's Black Friday. So say this was today or next week, then she's coming into a Christmas sale. Like, does that, the way you have about 10 items there. So tomorrow, can she just assemble 10 on a table
Indeed.
for December sale, let's say, and go through it again?
Indeed, and the beauty of it is because your web page address stays the same, your own web URL stays the same. The embedded content can change. So in this showcase, we're just saying that could be your monthly offers, but it's open to so much more use. That's just one discipline. Like, particularly for artists and artisans who are making one-off pieces, this is the way to display it. It's never been able before.
But just so I'm clear, this isn't happening at the moment. This is a brilliant sales tool that you could use, that you've shown us. You embed the code on your website, that you could send out to your email distribution list.
Yeah.
That you could do on your Instagram or your Etsy shop, if you like. And small retailers aren't doing this at the moment.
Well, the technology wasn't there, in all fairness, until about Lidar about 7 months ago.
Okay.
So this is happening right now. This is because of the amount of investment and money, shall we say, the big guys have put into this. Because this is the future. I mean, like bricks and mortar stores, especially, we're in a pandemic. People are going out. People can't see the objects for their own. Here you are looking at it in your own living room. You don't have to take home and then take back. It gives you a unique way to inspect the object before you even buy it.
Yeah.
And that's without the use of AR glasses. That is just on phones now. This can be done. It's not in the future. You're going to reap the benefit of all the money that's poured into the back end technology.
I mean, the clarity that I'm seeing on the screen is from an iPhone, and I had the headsets on Tuesday in those really immersive virtual reality experiences. But the clarity I'm seeing from the killing that local, whoever made that local artist who made that. The
Studios, Banbridge. Yeah.
Ivy Studios. Let's give Ivy Studios a plug in Banbridge.
Yeah, there'll be links. There'll be links on the supplemental material after this, so you can have a good look at this yourself in 3D fidelity. But
fantastic.
Doesn't have to just be artisan stuff. Like, say a sales guy's going around with sample boxes. You don't have to do that anymore. You just show it on the phone. And technically, if you wanted to replicate this, you couldn't do it for free, but you can build a 3D mesh that can be 3D printed from. So that's a whole other option, whole other offshoot from this technology, which we haven't showcased here, but that's totally possible.
But I suppose if we stick for the retail and back to the very first example where you had the IKEA place, and you had putting the chair in your room, and we, as a team, we were talking about this morning. But so if I'm an artist and you just put that place on your mantelpiece beside your photograph. So very often when we're renovating our houses or looking for new ideas, we say, what would that look like what would that look like on this wall, for example? And you're able to do that.
Yeah, but that technology has been bubbling up for the past couple of years. I've played with a lot of it myself, but this is the beauty of this is you don't need somebody like me. There's no coding. You can change.
Cathal will always need you here, so don't be saying that.
So the beauty of it is you don't need to know much about website development or website construction to be able to cut and paste the model that you've actually made using your own phone and Sketchfab's underlying technology. So that hasn't been an option until very recently, until quite 3 weeks ago, but now we can do it. Again, these models can be shared through social medias platform.
I'm going to bring Sarah in here. Sarah is a coder as well. She'll not admit to that, but just for the conversation, Sarah, what do you think of this now? Because I know you've done a bit of coding. What do you think when you've seen that?
I just see the possibilities for the local businesses that have been hit by the pandemic, that as everybody's trying to spending more time in their house, they're really looking at fixing it up. And if you're a bit like me and you haven't got a design eye and can't imagine things, you end up making no decisions ever. So the ability to visualize what it would look like in your home when you're buying artwork or furniture, I just think it takes the online platform so much further.
Yeah. It's immersive, and again, if you want to get technical on a website, the dwell time this generates for people that will have this on their website, spending time looking at it, and people love to talk about new things, and you will get word of mouth, and it generates its own publicity. Well, at the minute it's novel, but it won't be novel in 2 years. And again, AR glasses and will sort of scratch the surface of that. But right now, you can see if you're making anything or selling anything, it can be scanned, 3D meshed, sketchfabbed up onto your site, or as we just displayed, you can view that model with no 3D experience or knowledge. You can view that model of your own product in your customer space. Try before you buy. Experiential commerce.
Well, I think that's been very clear from the message this morning. Is this is doable? We've seen fantastic examples, international recognized companies, and yet you've taken it to a small retailer. And once again, thanks to Belinda at Good Crack Gifts for being able to help us out here. I think we're coming to another slide there, or we're coming to our summary now. Aisling, Aisling's going to talk to you about the support that we can offer at Southern Regional College, and then I think Cathal and I are going to take questions after that. Aisling, it's over to you.
Hi everybody, thanks Kieran and Cathal for that presentation. I just wanted to jump in really quick and just explain some of the support that we offer here at the college. I don't want to get too technical, but first up we do have the Skill Up Flexible Skills Fund. So what that really is, in layman's terms, it's just a range of free courses for anyone. So there's no criteria to do any of those courses. They're just an initiative from the department to upskill people just from the pandemic. So we've a real wide range of courses available, anything from digital marketing, computing, engineering. But I suppose on the topic of AR and VR, we are running a level 5 AR VR course, which is starting in January. So I'll send you guys all a link to this after, and as I said, it's completely free, so you can take a look at it and see if it's maybe something of interest. As well as that, we do offer the Skills Focus programme, which is a range of training courses for any company under 250 employees or social enterprise. And it's just fully funded training for any non-accredited courses, so the likes of your food safeties, customer service and things like that. A popular one that Kieran and Cathal would work on would be the Innovate Us programme, which is funded by the Department for the Economy, and it offers up to 60 hours mentoring for an innovative activity. So if anybody here is watching today and is keen to get some mentoring support on AR and VR, then certainly that would hopefully be a project that you could work on. Following on from that, we have innovation vouchers. So this is really a way for small businesses to tap into some of the knowledge that we have available here at the college, and it's funded by Invest NI. We do have lots of other bigger programs like your apprenticeships and higher level apprenticeships in a wide range of areas also. So as you can see, we do offer quite a lot. So if anybody has any type of training need or is wondering just really what we offer or want to have a chat in more detail, get in contact with us. You can give us a call or you can email us on betterbusiness@srce.ac.uk. Also, we'll be sending an evaluation out after this, and there's an option just for a call back from one of the teams. So if you select yes on that, then either myself or one of the team here will give you a call and hopefully get you set up and get you some support. A lot of it is funded, so it's worth taking yes even just to have a chat with us and see what support we can help you with. We do really appreciate if you fill in the evaluation because it helps us to see what's working, what's not, and there's also a suggestion box in it as well for you to give us some ideas on what you would like us to cover in the future. And as Kieran mentioned at the start, this is our last webinar of 2021, but we do have some more coming up in 22. So keep an eye on our social media channels, and we do have all our updates there, and we'll add you to our mailing list as well, so you'll not miss out on any other webinars in the future. Thank you very much.
That's good. That's great, Aisling. Thanks very much for that. We do have a couple of questions in, and we still have time if you want to drop any more questions in. Cathal, all right, Cathal, a question here about the cost of this augmented reality. Not surprising. So can you give any kind of indication on the cost to get into augmented reality?
Well, the apps have showcased today one's called Polycam. There's a free version and a pro version. The pro version, which I recommend because it's so powerful, that's $39 a year, which if you were to try and employ an app developer, that wouldn't even last to lunchtime. You know, it's insane what you get for that $39. Sketchfab has an option. You can upload 10 models per month for free, and you've all the power I showed you there. They have a £15 a month, which means you can upload 50 models, 50 images. Like that full shelf counts as one model.
Wow.
On the handout, I'll send another, like the little statuette model, that would be one model. But that is not prohibitive. If you're a large retailer and want to do it in a big way, it's £79 a month. We get you 200 models fully annotated. There is like a lot more option on that pay tier. But what I've demonstrated from Sketchfab today is the free model, because that's where a lot of people are going to dip their toes in trying it.
I think that's very important when you talked about, even though there were 10 items there, it was actually only one model on the table. So it was actually this way you were in the picture scanning around. So, I mean, from what you've just said, you can get into this without a lot of cost.
As I say, I've developed apps on hello clients. I'm not saying that your money was wasted, but this gives anybody with an entry level very little knowledge of how to do 3D scan and making meshes. There's no going into Blender, no going into Maya. There's no post-production. It's just phone, Sketchfab website, or 3D model viewable through the Sketchfab app on the mantelpiece, like I just showed you.
You've kind of answered the next question, but it's there anyway. Do you need any like particular skill set or coding skills to do any of this stuff?
If you have them, you can do so much more with that raw code. But if you don't, you've just seen what I did in the video. Control-C, open the website, make a code block, Control-V, you're away. And that's what I wanted to showcase, that you don't have to know anything. But if you do, the power in Sketchfab and with embedded iframes, and there's a lot more technical stuff you can really get into. So depending on your level of expertise, it's going to work wonders for you. If you're a starter, you can use it. If you know a bit, get into it, and you can do so much more with it. As I say, I've just showcased as it would be for a beginner, just to show how easy it is. But wrapped in the power of SketchUp and with some web knowledge, you can really take this to another level. If the option to embed videos in the actual model itself, so explainer, like say that artist want to explain what the painting was, if we drop down, click, and there'll be an embedded video in the model of the artist explaining what the piece is, or the manufacturer explaining what the piece is, or like the Dyson thing, you can have an exploding model if you're engineering and full 3D. If you're in mechanical engineering, just say you want to explode a model of a valve, you can have that full 3D space explained. You can zoom in and out. You can have the annotations explaining why that
I think with a little bit of investment, obviously, in knowledge time, that Aisling was talking about the courses that we offer, and possibly this new AR VR course as well. But you know, from what I've gleaned from today and working with you over the last number of years, but this is a new direction, a new opportunity for businesses. There is an investment in time, not a big investment in cost, but investment in time. But this will give you what I would call the classic standout. And as small retailers, there's a whole that we haven't really touched on today, Cal. There's a whole social media story around a small company taking this on and developing their skills. You know, you could, and I know this is something that you have experience in as well in your background, but you could actually have your social media calendar based around this new sales channel.
Yep, that's to say, we just took a showcased it, but the underlying technology, the possibilities are just as wide as your imagination. You know, we've just showcased one sample, and easily digestible, and it's easy to see what's happening. But the power of it is amazing, not just in retail, but you can go into training and all sorts of dimensions. But just to pull it into retail, that's the audience we're addressing today. This is happening. This is now. This is your USP. You'll get people talking. It works more effectively, and it's a whole new way to show much more detail than was ever available before. Arguably, even videos. You know, okay. You can just track them. Try it. We're going to send the links out, and please give feedback. But it's happening now, and it's available to you now at little or no cost. And as a developer and coder, having done stuff like this over the past few years on various platforms, this is
No, I think it's really it's very exciting. It really is, and I'm not just saying that up because we've just done a webinar. I genuinely mean that. And anybody who knows me, if I can go, Cal is he has all the technical knowledge, but if I can get this, the retail business will get this, and I really do think, I genuinely mean this. I was in awe when we zoomed into that model there. It really was, and I think this is fantastic. There's an investment in time. I'm not going to pretend on that, but I think this is really an opportunity to attract new customers, to actually get more spend, to increase your sales. There really is.
Yeah, particularly just at the minute, people are somewhat reluctant to, it used to be a crowded shop but attract more people into it. It's not really happening at the minute. So this gives you a brilliant vehicle to demonstrate your wares or your products for sale in a way that hitherto was impossible.
Okay, so I guess, folks, in summary then, I know, Cathal, you have a piece to go with this, which is just a summary. I suppose it's more a reflection piece that you put together in a Word document. So I know that's going to go out also as well. There are going to be a few links from the examples that we cited today. Aislinn's going to send out an evaluation. If you have any other questions that we weren't able to, or anything that you're not too sure about, please pop them in, pop them back to us at Better Business at SRC or our normal channels. As Aisling said, we have a few webinars coming up now in January. Looking forward to that. This has been a great session this morning, so many thanks to Sarah, our producer, and our contributor, to Aisling as ever in behind, who's going to be back in producer mode in January 22. Of course, to Cathal there, as I say, he's the guy with all this knowledge. And for myself, thanks very, very much. And again, thanks to Connected. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Bye for now.